Okay, so I'm going to try and explain 116 a little bit better. And you got to kind of mind me that I have stuff everywhere that I'm trying to show you guys. So first I'm going to start with my grid. So my grid has Bright Valley, Sunrise Estates, Daisies, and Roses. And I already put in fact 1 and fact 2. Fact 1 says that there are roses, 245 roses on Sunrise Estates. And then the total number of flowers for Bright Valley is 302. So I write 302 there. Now, the fact 3 says that the number of roses in Sunrise Estates is 127 more than in the number of roses in Bright Valley. Well, I don't have anything here to help me with that besides the number of roses in Sunrise Estates, but I don't have any other numbers to help me. So I have to create a number family. So I have a number family here, and I'm going to erase it actually and do it over with you guys. So the fact says the number of roses in Sunrise Estates is more. That's what I care about. They're giving you a lot of information that you really don't need. All you need to know right now is who has more, who has less, and Sunrise Estates has more. It says the number of roses is more in Sunrise Estates. So Sunrise Estates is more, Bright Valley is less. And what's the difference? It says that there is 127 more. So I put 127 as my small number. And then it tells me my Sunrise Estates is how much? Well, I have to go back to my grid for that. How many roses are in Sunrise Estate? 245 roses. Great job. So then for here, I write 245. Now, how do I solve this to find the number for the B? I have to subtract. Perfect. So I'm going to do 245, and I'm going to subtract 127. I have to borrow, so this becomes 3, that becomes 15, and then I can go all the way through. And then 15 minus 7 is 8, 3 minus 2 equals 1, and 1 minus 1 equals 118. So there are 118 roses in Bright Valley. So then I come over here to my roses again, and I can put 118 roses in Bright Valley. 118. 118 roses in Bright Valley. Great job. Sorry, I had out my daughter with something real quick. Okay, so now I have those in there. And look, I have a grid that's complete. I have 118 and 245, so I can find my answer for here now, right? Because I have two small numbers for my big number. So then I can do 118 and 245. I can add those together to find my big number. And 118 and 245 is 363. So then in my grid, I can write 363. Boom, got it. Oh, look, there's another grid available. This one up here. But that one I'm not going to add. How am I going to solve that one? Because I have a small number, big number. Remember, I have these two equal this. So I'm going to have to subtract. So I do 749 minus 363. Okay, 9 minus 3 equals 6. 4 minus 6, I can't do that. So this becomes 6, that becomes 14. 6 minus 14 equals 8. And then 6 minus 3 equals 3. So now I have 386. And I taught you guys there's a way to check your work, right? That's a horrible 6. I can add these two together and I should get this, right? 6 plus 3 equals 9. 6 plus 8 equals 14. Carry my 1, 3 plus 1, that's 7. So I know I'm going to eat, right, because this and this will equal 749. So now I have part of my grid finished. Do you see another part that I can finish? See anything else? That's right, 302 and 749. What am I going to do for those ones? I have a small number, big number. These two equal this. So I have to subtract. So I have 749 minus 302. Okay, that's easy. 9 minus 2 equals 7. 4 minus 0 equals 4. 7 minus 3 equals 4. So what's my answer? 447. Great job. Now, if you notice, there are still more facts on here, right? There's fact 4. And I can do it their way or I can do it my way. I just like looking for ways that I can solve the grid. And that's how it makes it easier for me. Once I get one answer, I can keep going all the way across. So I'm going to keep going with this way. The video is going to explain it a different way, and you can figure out which one works for you. But this is how I like to do it, and it might help you a little bit better. Okay, so again, I have a big number, small number, right? These two numbers equal this number. So I'm going to subtract. So I do 302, 118 for 118. I have to borrow. This one's a little tricky. I have to double borrow. Okay. As a matter of fact, I don't like double borrowing, so I'm not gonna do that one. I'm gonna skip that one because double borrowing is confusing even for me. I don't like it. I'm gonna go to the next one instead. 447 and 245. So I'm gonna go 447, 245, and I'm going to add or subtract. I'm still subtracting. Okay, so 5 minus 7 equals 2. 4 minus 4 equals 0. 2 minus 4 equals, well, not 4, 2. So much easier. I'm going to do 202 instead. Now, I have a different problem that I can do. What's the problem I'm going to do next? 386 minus 202. Remember, these two numbers are going to equal this number. So 6 minus 2 equals 4, 8, 1. And I didn't have to double borrow. Now, how can I check my work to make sure my grid is correct? What can I do? I can add these two together, right? They should equal this number. If they don't equal that number, I know I did something wrong. I add them. 8 plus 4 equals 12. 8, 9, 10. 302? 302! I got it right. Okay, so then I can go through and I can answer my questions for the A. So how many more? And we are not done doing math, right? I'm going to erase this one. So my grid is finished though. That was the biggest part. Whew, that was busy. Now let's read the questions. It says, how many more flowers are in Sunrise Estate than Bright Valley? In my paper, my blank went back out. So it says, how many more flowers, not roses, not daisies, just flowers. How many more flowers are in Sunrise than Bright? So it's saying how many more are in Sunrise, so that's my big number, right? Sunrise, then in Bright. And then I have to look at my grid to find the answer. Okay, so it's hard. I missed my classroom. Okay, so I go to total flowers. So total flowers for Bright Valley, total flowers for Sunrise. So for Bright, I'm gonna try and do this. It's 302. So I'm gonna write 302. And for Sunrise, it's 447. So now I gotta find the answer, what the difference is. How do I do that? Subtract. So 447 minus 302. 7 minus 2 equals 5. 4 minus 0 equals 4. 1. 145 flowers. So the difference is 145 flowers. That's my answer for A. Okay, let's do B now. Okay, so let's do B now. So B says, how many more roses, or how many more roses than daisies? So how many more what? How many more roses? My big number is roses. Small number is daisies. And I'm focusing just on Sunrise Estates. So pulling this up again, I'm looking at just Sunrise Estates. Just looking right here. How many daisies are there? 202. So I'm going to cross out D and I'm going to write 202. How many roses are on Sunrise Estates? 245. And you know you're doing this right because you should never have a bigger number here than you have over here, right? Because these numbers are going to equal this number. So then I have to add or subtract to find the answer. Subtract. 245 minus 202, that's 3, 4, 43. So there are 43, am I doing flowers? Roses. How many more roses? There's 43 more roses. 43 more roses, and there are daisies. Got it? Perfect. Last one. C. How many more daisies? So we're doing the exact same problem. No, so sorry. We're talking about daisies. That's our focus. Daisies. You don't have to write daisies. You don't have to. It's okay. How many more daisies are in Sunrise? How many more are in Sunrise than in Bright Valley? So now I'm looking at just my daisies. How many daisies are in Bright Valley? 184. So I'm going to cross out B and I'm going to write 184. Okay, now how many daisies are in Sunrise Estates? 202. So I'm going to cross out to S and write 202. And I'm going to, how am I going to solve this? By subtraction. So then I'm going to do 202, 184. I have to borrow. Double borrowing that I don't like doing, right? Let me make this a little bit neater and a little bit bigger. 202 minus 184. Can't do this, I have to borrow. I'm not going to do that either, I have to borrow again. So I'm going to borrow here. This becomes 1, that becomes 10. Right? I borrowed once. Now I have to borrow for here. So this becomes 9, that becomes 12. So 12 minus 4, what is that? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 8, 8. 9 minus 8 equals 1. 1 minus 1 equals 1. So the answer is 18 daisies. That's the difference. 18 daisies. Does that help a little bit? I know it was really complicated. In fairness, when we were in class, I told you guys that it was going to get really, really complicated really, really quickly towards the end of the book. All I can say as a message of hope is that there are no number families in Saxon. So once you get there, it's going to be so much easier. But you're almost there and you can do it. If you have more questions, let me know. Talk to you guys later.